morning, Red Devils, Glory Reds, everybody that is supporting Manchester United, Mancunians, whatever you want to call yourselves. A la finale, a la finale, a la finale, a la finale, a la finale. Was it ever in doubt? Well, you know, I don't want to be that guy, you know, but that first half was a little bit shaky for me. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys are missing all their best players, right? All their best players. One is injured, two are injured, one has a red card. I mean, three are injured, one has a red card. Like, it's like this game is set up for a win, especially at Old Trafford. But in that first half, and I tell you what, that's something that I didn't want in this game. I actually wanted Manchester United to dominate this game entirely. I wanted us to show force. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted them to come to Old Trafford and feel even smaller. And, you know, to a certain extent, they probably did, because we ended up winning 4-1. But that beginning of the game was a little bit too shaky for me. And honestly, we might say that this is the United way. We might say that this is how we go about things. We like to make things difficult for ourselves. But my God, when it counts and when it matters, it is so unnecessary. You look at yesterday. I'm not saying that yesterday there was any... Okay. You look at the game. We were primed to win. We looked the better side. We looked the team that was more comfortable. We looked like we were going to win that game. And regardless of the misplacing of passes, the not crossing, and all those other things, we still looked more solid. But my issue is, this whole season we've gone through this. People are now coining it the Fergie time or the Rúben time. And I'm just like, listen, man, this last minute bullshit, we are not yet there yet as a team. And when I say we're not yet there yet as a team, I mean in the sense that we have not yet gotten used to each other, and this is not the strongest side. Like, there has just been chopping and changing in this team, that when we do things like these last minute things, it's a big deal, yes, but then it is after putting ourselves in that position. Do you understand what I'm saying? My issue is, why do we have to put ourselves in that difficulty? Why? Why can't Manchester United be the team that has the front foot from the beginning? Remember during Eric Ten Hag days, or even Jose Mourinho days, or even Oli days, there were moments like a game, right? Like, that game, you knew Manchester United was going to win that game, regardless of what happens, based on how they started. And the signs of them looking like they're going to win the game is from the get-go. They already got the team on chokehold. They are pressing. They're closing down players. Like, when I say pressing, I mean they are pressing as a team, defending as a team. You look at the squad, and we've had numerous times like that. You look at the squad and you'll be like, oh my God, this is amazing. Where did this go? And they've come against Man City, these moments and stuff like they've happened, where the team is just flawless. The football is just amazing. And then the very next game, it's back to default settings. And we sit there, they struggle against that game. It's like this up and down situation. Now, I'm not saying that we are there. We have completely moved on from that, because this Rúben Amorims system and the way we are now moving and doing things is completely different. These players, you can tell that they are at least fighting for the gaffer. They are. Otherwise, they know that they can't stay at Manchester United. Otherwise, you're kicked out. So you look at the team, you can tell that these guys are playing for the gaffer. These guys are fighting for the gaffer. Unfortunately for them, they need to overcome these little niggles, these setbacks. And these are the things that Rúben Amorims has spoken about a lot. He's spoken about our team. Every time we concede a goal, the heads drop. Then there's a little bit of panic. And then it's very difficult for the team to get back into themselves. He said that I think 3, 4, 5 times this season in his press conferences, in his interviews or whatever. He has mentioned it. So it's a serious issue. So that first half, I was annoyed in the sense that I was thinking to myself, oh my God, here we go again. These boys are now taking a piss. Instead of going out there and sealing this game so that we could make substitutions so that the likes of, we win the game. Let's just say we are 4-0 up. Then there's no need to keep the main characters, right? We can rest the main characters for the weekend and also for because we don't want them just tired. I'm talking about Bruno, Kase, Maguire, who else? Maybe Ugarte, but Ugarte, I would like to see him run more and stuff, you know. So that's what you would expect. But we were almost baiting Athletic Bilbao. It's like, come guys, come, like, this is your opportunity. It's 3-0 down. We don't want you guys to leave here and say that you didn't try. Come on, come. That's how it felt. It felt like we were inviting them. And then when we have the ball, oh my God, we need to get rid of this disease. I can't wait for next season because I'm not expecting this bullshit next season. This thing of like the passing. Passing for me, I cannot accept. Passing is elementary stuff. You're taught at schoolboy, grassroots, you're taught how to pass. Make sure the pass gets to the player. Then when you're a professional, you're going to tell me that you can't give a nice 10 pass, like a 10-yard pass. Nah. Now, so we're going to talk about the 5 things I learned during this game. Like, there are probably more things, but I've just tried to condense them to 5. And I'm not saying this as being that fan that's hating. I'm actually ecstatic. I'm happy that we're into the final. I had a feeling. I actually predicted the game would be 2-1, and these boys went there and surprised me and did more. So I'm stoked about it. We remain unbeaten. We are 14th, but we have an opportunity to get into the Champions League and probably win this final. So I am bloody happy. But how we are doing it, is it the right way? Should we not talk about it because we've won? What's the story there? When Manchester United do well, do we just shut up? Like, if we win, do we shut up and be like, you know what? We are on. We won. Let's move on. Do we not talk about the little problems that are there? And these are the things that I wanted to discuss. Not everything that I've talked about is a problem, but it's just something that maybe you have missed as a watcher or somebody that you didn't notice. But these are not bad. So the first thing that I noticed is that Mason Mount is back. Mason Mount is back. I don't know how long I've been waiting for that. If there's one player that I've been waiting to see him get some regular minutes and run and do stuff, it's Mason Mount. Because like I told you guys in the previous episodes, if you guys go back and remember, I said, I can't believe Chelsea let go of Mason Mount. I can't believe we actually got Mason Mount. It was like, I can't explain it. It's just one of those, and I know people don't see what I see or don't get this feeling that I'm getting. But if you remember that Mason Mount for Chelsea, and you remember how problematic he was for any team when he was fit and raring to go, he was a problem child. Like, he was a problem as a player. And I honestly, deep down, I didn't like facing him because he always had a moment of brilliance in him. Hence, Exhibit A, last night, he did a Beckham-esque goal or Rooney-esque goal. I know they're going to compare it to David Beckham, but it's on the other side. But yeah, long range. Like, Mason Mount is the quintessential definition of a pressing monster. Somebody that just takes you off your game. I don't want to compare him to Park Ji-sung because Park was a midfielder. And I'm not saying that Mason Mount is not, but Mason Mount is more of an attacking, but he can do a job in the midfield. But the disturbance and the annoyance that he does on the pitch resembles Park Ji-sung, Trilang Park. So I'm really, really ecstatic. I'm happy for him that he managed to get 2 goals yesterday, the equalizer and the winner. I mean, wow. Wow. Like, how do you cap that? And I really love what he said in the interview. You know, when he was asked, he was like, look, I've been waiting for nights like this for a very long time. All the training, all the hard work, putting your head down and just working hard, it has finally paid off. Which is why I am happy to see Mason Mount come back, and then we're not hearing that no, Mason Mount has picked up an injury or Mason Mount is back in the doctor's chair or something like that. No, I'm happy, and he's playing longer time, longer minutes. You know, so I'm really happy about that. Like, you have no idea. He has been the secret weapon. Eric Ten Hag's before Eric Ten Hag got sacked, beginning of this season, Mason Mount was the best player at Manchester United. Everybody else had checked out, by the way. And when I say checked out, I mean there was this sense of, there was kind of like this hangover from the preseason coming into it. And if there was one player that was on it from the start, it was Mason Mount. Go and check his stats under Eric Ten Hag, those before he got the injury again. Amazing. He's a pressing demon, you know? And it's something that we need. Because when I look at our front three, sometimes I just lose my mind. Yes, Garnacho presses. Yes, Rasmus Højlund presses. Who else is the other guy that side? Bruno sometimes, but Bruno is different. Bruno is the orchestrator. He can press, he cannot press. He's in the midfield. He's doing the stuff. He's busy. You see. But our front line, you know, adding Mason Mount in there was a big boost. So I'm really, really happy for Mason Mount. You know, it was nice seeing the number 7 shirt contribute in beautiful goals, impactful goals, and most importantly, like in such a night like last night, semi-final second leg at home, our tifo is buzzing, everybody is buzzing, everybody wants to get to the final because they know that this moment, winning the Europa, is going to be a significant change. It's going to be something so big for the club. Now, only Manchester United fans understand this. Other people outside don't get it. They're like, yeah, you guys are sitting 15th. Winning the Europa League is just papering over the cracks. Cool. Trust us when we say that we understand that. That is, we are very aware of that. And when we brought Rúben in, we subconsciously made a deal with the guys in the high ups and said, look, you want to bring this guy in, cool, but you better back him up. You better get him the players that he needs to succeed. We're not going to go back into this whole thing of like, he's shit because he's dealing with the players that have been there and that have sacked managers. So I'm really, really happy about that. I'm happy for Mason Mount. I would like to see him play more. I don't know if he's going to start this weekend. He probably should, you know, because he deserves it. And again, we wanna see how his fitness is progressing, right? The more game time he plays, the more he features, the more the more he gets minutes under his legs, the more he gets stronger, the better for us. The better for us. So we are not going to be in that situation ever again. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is Leny Yoro. Leny Yoro, guys, was absolutely fantastic. Was absolutely amazing last night. Now, do you remember me raving about Yoro, talking about this is the best defender we have got? Period. Like, the hybrid, he is a hybrid defender in the sense that this boy, it's like he can be a CDM. It's like he can be a midfielder sometimes. He can take the ball from the back and drive it right up until the other side. Comfortably. With pace. With conviction. With purpose. That's Leny Yoro for you right now. My God. Leny Yoro is last night. And he kept being switched. Super center back. Plays on the left. Does a job. Plays on the right. Does a job. Got an assist. I mean, this guy was, man, you know, big ups to Ineos. Like I told you, if there's one thing that Ineos did for Manchester United, if there's one thing, Ineos did under Rúben, because again, I believe Rúben was one of the greatest coups or whatever we did, getting him from Sporting Lisbon. Yes, it was not the right time, but he's the right man. He's the right man for the job. He wants to be a Manchester United coach. He wants to win things with Manchester United. He loves Manchester United. So it was a no-brainer. But then getting Lenny Yoro, like prizing him from Real Madrid, you guys don't understand. Lenny Yoro, think about it this way. The defensive problems that Real Madrid experienced this season, right? And that was their issue. If you watched Real Madrid games, the whole team was in balance. The front line was looking good. Mbappe, Vini, Rodrigo. Midfield, Valverde, Tchouameni, or Camavinga, or Modric, or whoever. They were nah. It was at the back where there was just bullshit. Rudiger playing, chopping and changing with Asensio. Fit, not fit. Next thing, Militao is there, but then he's not there. Next thing, they're playing Fran Garcia. Next thing, they're playing Vasquez. Next thing, they're playing Valverde. That defense was not gelling. It was not making sense. Now, imagine if they had snatched Lenny Yoro from us during that transfer window. Lenny Yoro would have been helping them. Like, Madrid probably would have, I don't know, progressed in the Champions League maybe. Because that was the only thing that was missing when I look at it. Their defense. They didn't have, they do have fast defenders, but they needed extra. They needed that assurance. And I truly believe Lenny Yoro would have given them that. And again, that prestige, you know, there's just that thing. Lenny Yoro would have probably even gone a level above just because he's playing at Real Madrid. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the fact that we got him and he's here with us and this boy loves us and he's playing like he wants to be here for the next 10. This guy's 19. He's here for the next 10 years, unless otherwise. The next 10, 15 years, next 10, 12 years, whatever you want to call it, he's still here. We're going to experience the dominance of Yoro and probably Aiden. Wow, 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 wow. I needed to drop that in there because I couldn't wait. I wanted to give Lenny Yoro a shout out because wow, 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 Lenny. What a game yesterday. The third thing that I noticed is Rasmus Højlund. Yes, he scored, but that took ingenuity of Amad Diallo. The whole game, Rasmus Højlund struggled. I don't know if me saying that Rasmus is not good enough for us. Maybe some of you have seen something different, but what I've learned from this, and I'm continuing. In fact, I remember even like telling my sister when we were watching, I was like, you know, it's painful. It's painful to watch Rasmus Højlund. I think I've said this numerous times. It's painful. Yes, we don't have another striker in place there because Zex is injured. We didn't sign Chido, and we didn't get Chido in time. I understand that. And Rasmus Højlund is our striker. I understand that. Right now, I'm not complaining and saying that, look, get him out, do this. No, he's the only fit striker available right now. So I'm not going to shit on him and say all these things. But what I'm going to say is that this guy's not good enough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Rasmus is not good enough for what we want at Manchester United. That number 9 position. This past 3 days, I've been watching strikers. Like, I was looking at Thuram. I was looking at Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres is not even a traditional number 9, but he does a job more than Rasmus Højlund. I was looking at Thuram, as I mentioned, as a number 9. Like, I look at Rasmus, how big he is and how strong he should be. But he gets knocked off the ball easily. Every time he gets into contact with the defender or something, he's falling down. That discourages me. That doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me want to support my striker. I'm not there going like, yeah. I'm just like, because he's lost the ball. You understand? They give him the like. Sometimes I feel even the arguments that they have on the pitch is because they don't trust each other. Now, I could be shocked. Like, I know what I'm saying is outrageous, but come on, help me understand what the fuck is going on. Rasmus Højlund, he scored that goal yesterday. How he scored it, it deflected and came straight to him. We've seen him try to do some funny stuff. Like, I'm happy. I'm really happy for him that he managed to get that goal. But that goal was towards the end. He had so many chances. Like, as a number 9, you need to put yourself in those dangerous positions. And as a number 9, off the ball, or if you're not near the box, you need to work hard to help the team. And I don't know if Rúben is not telling him to stop falling and like being pushed off the ball. I can't tell you. But every game I see and I watch Rasmus Højlund, he falls to the ground. He looks like, and I just wonder, like, bro, you look big. Stand your ground. Shrug these guys off, exactly like what Xerxes does. Xerxes, why is it easy for Xerxes to, when the ball comes from Onana or from the back there, he can just control it, have his man there, pin him, control the ball, turn, do his maneuvering with the guys shielding the ball. Rasmus Højlund, we don't see much of that. He gets knocked off the ball and then that's it. So, for me, Rasmus, again, is not good enough. He's not. And I have stopped holding on to players. You know, like Rashford and like, for example, if, say, God forbid, we sell Kobe Mainoo, right? And I'm saying, like, this is a hypothetical. Say we get rid of Kobe Mainoo. I'm going to look in the bright side of it. I really, really am. Because we have kept players for years in the club who don't produce. And those players end up becoming villains because they're not producing. We start talking smack. In fact, our commentary and our complaining adds to the poor form. It takes a special kind of player to break out of that and just be like, fuck it, I'm the professional football player here. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think. I'm going to get myself back on form and I'm going to do it my way. And I don't care how long it takes. Now, if he has that mentality and he shrugs people off and he doesn't listen to social media and he's got thick skin, I'm cool. But if we're gonna keep him and then he's gonna continue doing this and we're gonna complain, we're definitely going to complain. We're going to moan. We're gonna be like, he's not good enough. He's gonna see it on social media or whatever, people complaining, memes, all those things. He's gonna see it. And will that thing now bring down his confidence again? You see, that's why I'm like, what's the point? 72 million we spent on this boy. How many goals has he scored? This is his 3rd season. Come on, guys. We are moving into very dangerous territory now when it comes to Rasmus Højlund, and we need to make an executive decision. I say this Juve deal, they want him. They know how they're going to use it, and I told you that the Serie A would work for Rasmus Højlund. It's a man-to-man kind of place, slow. You know, he doesn't need to do a lot. Like, he can beat his man from 10 yards. Like, he can do those things. I don't know, but somehow it's not working at Manchester United. It's not. Ahmad, we all know is a game changer, has been a game changer. Ahmad is another thing that we've been missing. You look, ever since Ahmad came back, we look more of a threat going forward, and he's coming on as a substitute. That should tell you that this boy is a first team player. It should tell you that some players that have been starting have not been doing jack shit and they need to be out. It's rather unfortunate that Xerxes is still injured, because Rasmus Højlund would have benched. He would have benched because they would have preferred Xerxes there. Xerxes, in as much as he is not scoring also as well like Rasmus Højlund, but then he takes care of the ball. He offers us more than what Rasmus Højlund does. Rasmus Højlund doesn't, like, I know people are going to talk about the 1-2s, but those 1-2s are not there. They're non-existent as compared to Xerxes. You know what I'm saying? So, Ahmad is a gem for us. He's a big deal for us. I mean, Rasmus scored because of Ahmad. If it wasn't for Ahmad's ingenuity and his aggression and his flair, Rasmus doesn't get that goal. He doesn't. It's that poor and simple. we are fortunate to have a player like Ahmad that cares about the team. And Pastor D said something that was very interesting about when he was describing Ahmad. He said Ahmad has got this nice balance of knowing when to take on players, knowing when to shoot, knowing when to go for goal himself. He has that very neat. He's the only one we can compare to Yamal. I'm telling you, in terms of brain, like in terms of manipulating the ball and thinking. Not Garnacho. Garnacho had his moments, had his opportunities again. It's just it's really tough. It's tough. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about, the fifth thing, the thing that I learned is that the system works. The system fucking works. As long as we have the players that suit that system, we are going to be a very dangerous prospect next season. I don't want to be the opponents next season. I really don't. Because if we get a striker, if we get another number 10 in there, another midfielder, and then probably get another defender, because, just in case, we never know with injuries and stuff. Probably invest in a goalkeeper if there's any cash. Bring in Vanya Milenkovic-Savic. In fact, I look at yesterday's goal that Onana conceded. I was so disappointed with him. I looked at that and I'm thinking, Vanya stops that. I'm sorry. In my mind, a long range like that, soft. For me, it was soft. And Onana just punches it. Well, he got a hand to it, but then it went in. Means he was late, or he's short, or he didn't time it right. So the 6'8" Vanya Milenkovic-Savic stops that all day. That game ends 7-0 goal aggregate. Those guys don't get a whisk of anything. And big ups to Bilbao, because they did fight. They did give us a little bit of a scare, But I think Manchester United has gone through this thing where teams come and take a piss, then the boys realize and they're like, whoa, we are playing home, and then they just turn things around and then we smack them. So all in all, like the game was good. I was particularly disappointed with Dogu, and I couldn't imagine for the life of me how he managed to play 90 minutes. I don't know. Like, I know he was on the left, and then when Luke Shaw came in, they moved him to the right. My God, the whole game for me, dololo from Dogu. I was disappointed. I was even getting upset. But it's his first season. My only thing is, why aren't the senior players or whoever it is there shouting at him and telling him that, don't do that. He disturbed a lot. He has this knack of getting into the good positions, but he can't shoot. And he's shooting with no conviction. Why isn't he being told to pass? Why isn't he being told to look for a man? Why isn't he being scolded every time he makes some dumb decision? Yeah, he had some neat 1-2 passes there with Ahmad to unleash Ahmad, but that was it. The rest was just, I was so upset with Dogu yesterday. I wasn't happy with his performance. I really was. And the fact that he remained there for 90 minutes, that's on the gaffer. That really, truly is on the gaffer. But, hey, man, it is what it is. I'm happy. We're going to face Tottenham now in the final. Tottenham have beaten us how many times this season? We said 3 times, right? Was it 3 times or twice? I don't know. Like those games in the past, I just tend to move on quickly. But Tottenham have beaten us 3 times. Are we going to allow them to beat us the 4th time? I don't think so. Like, this is it. Like, Ange Postecoglou, adios, man. Your second season is going to be your first time you don't win anything. Because, mind you, this final has been a long time coming. We have been in cup finals for the past season. We've been in 5 cup finals in the last 5 seasons. The Europa is one, like, after Jose Mourinho won the Europa, I think we managed into the semi-finals once or twice. We made it to the final once, and we never won. We lost it to Villarreal. Penalty shootout. When David De Gea missed the penalty, remember? But that game, that final was ours, but we lost it, penalties. So we've had players that have been experiencing that loss of the Europa, like almost getting there. Tottenham, they've never been to a stage like this. The only time they were in a final like this was in the Champions League when they played against Liverpool. And that was under Pochettino. So this is a different thing. The players that are there, I don't think, individually, probably have been in finals and played for the cups and stuff, but as a team collectively, I don't think so. So this game is prime for us to win. That in the Europa final is, we need to win it. We need it because we need the finances. We need it financially. And we need it so that we can get back into the Champions League and test ourselves with the big boys that we've been watching this season. Maybe next season we're going to be paired up with PSG. You never know. Those will be good. Maybe Real Madrid. Maybe Barcelona. Maybe Bayern Munich. Maybe Leverkusen. Maybe Inter. Maybe AC. Maybe Marseille. There's going to be a lot of reunions and all this stuff. It's good. Champions League football is good. So good. And we need to be back there. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the Glory Reds podcast. It's your boy, Don Benito. And I'm out.